Hello, Group 1. Welcome to MH Tarot and to your reading. I'm so glad to have you here. So, for this reading, I thought that I would do it as much as possible as a personal reading so that you can get that experience, how it would be to get a personal reading from me. And I'm still gonna keep in mind at least a little bit that it's a general reading. So I still hope that as many of you as possible can still recognize yourselves in this reading. But we're gonna take a look at what blockage you have that is in your way when you try to manifest this specific thing that we're gonna take a look at. So the reading will be first, I'm gonna take a look at what the blockage is. Then we're gonna see what steps to take to remove this blockage. And then the last part of the reading will be the outcome, that after you've released the blockage, what will happen? And that's quite exciting. I love to do these kinds of readings. So let's start by introducing you to your main card. It is an archetype called the Seed, and I'm actually getting for you that something about this is much easier than it might look when you take a look at it. It's still like, even if, because I'm getting also that you've probably had some setbacks when it comes to your manifestation, this specific one that you're asking about and why you clicked on this video. But still, there are some energies surrounding you that are actually much easier than, like when you take a look at it, it could look very difficult to remove these blockages, but in reality it's not, which makes me think that for some of you, you know that you've already removed this blockage. This could actually be this group that have already removed the blockage. You just clicked on the video to get a confirmation that it worked. In that case, yes, it did work. Congratulations. Let me take out two other archetype cards to just look into this a little bit deeper. Okay, so the first one you have is Ocean, and you also have Agape. Okay, I think I know what it is. Let me just take out, because it has to do with your view on reality, the way you have created a relationship to reality. But let me just take out two more cards from this deck. It's this one. Okay. Okay, so the first one you have is the Three of Cups, and it says news worth celebrating, joyful announcements like engagements, weddings, pregnancy, or graduation, a time for gratitude, close communities and or chosen families. And you also have Strength, personal power and assertiveness portrayed with kindness, compassion that brings about forgiveness, realizing that you're stronger than you knew. Okay, so here's the thing, Group 1. Your reality has actually shifted before you recognized it as a shift. There is some things that are still holding you back because you're still looking at reality from old eyes. Those old eyes, when they looked at reality, it was a true reflection of reality, okay? When your eyes looked at reality before and it just saw like hardships, a lot of hurdles, it was true back then, okay? So it's not that you've had a wrong perception before, you didn't. You looked at reality and you saw it the way that it presented itself to you. However, what has happened now is actually that your reality has shifted into a much easier one. It's just that your eyes and your perspective, your perception, how you perceive reality, is still from an old place. Okay, and that is okay. You don't need to push yourself or blame yourself for not being quite aligned with how reality has shifted for you. That is also part of your process. But what tarot is trying to tell you is, first of all, great job, you guys, okay? You have done things that have shifted your reality. It's almost like reality is now just a little bit ahead of you, and you haven't quite caught up yet, okay? That catching up is part of the process that you have that is connected to this thing that you want to manifest, okay? But let me just tell you that the new reality that is waiting for you to catch up to it has an energy of easiness to it, okay? You got the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is it's a card with very easy energies, and it's actually also a card that signifies some type of abundance to it. It's a card that tells you that there's a little bit more than what you need, okay? So you're most probably already getting signs that you have a little bit more than you need. It's like you go to sleep at night, and when you go to sleep, you still have a little bit more energy left in you. You know, that type of experience. So life is already trying to let you know that, hey, I've shifted. I'm not the one I used to be, and neither are you. So let's form a new relationship, because what I see is that you formed a type of relationship to reality that is based on the old energies, okay? That reality is quite hard for you to be in alignment with. It's almost like you and reality don't match together. That you want something and reality shows you something else. It's almost like you want to go here and then reality goes the other way. And you might also have experienced that it's not easy to be you when reality isn't clear with you. When it comes to, it's almost like reality doesn't understand you and who you are, and you've experienced some sort of misalignment with reality because of this. But there has been a shift, and with the Strength card coming through, it's just telling you that you just have to realize it, almost accept it, because there is also some sort of role that you've taken on as a survivor, as someone who has learned how to deal with life when life is hard. So you've taken on a role on how to deal with that. And that was a true perception back in the days. Now there's a new shift that requires of you to take on a new role so that you can re-establish a new sort of relationship with reality. Okay? Let's take out some cards just to see like what steps to take. What can you do to come closer to the fact that reality has already changed for you? Let's take a look and see. Yes, it is this one. So the first one you have is courageousness, very much connected to the strength card that is already part of your reading. Courageous, number 15. 24, self-discipline. Okay, 77, being the mentors. Okay, so this can actually feel quite heavy for you to hear, but you almost have to just accept the fact that reality has changed and you haven't quite caught up to it yet, that you have to accept the fact that you can trust that reality has shifted. There's a part of you that still don't want to believe it because I can't see it yet. But the why you can't see it yet, it has to do with you having a strong relationship to the old paradigm, to the old way you looked at reality. And this part, this step right here, could be the most difficult one for you to take. It is to trust in something that you can't see quite yet, and to understand that the reason why you can't see that is because you still have a strong bond to your past. Okay, that is the first step to take. It is to look into the relationship you still have to the past, your past experiences, and maybe more specifically, the relationship you have to the role that you took upon you to play because of how your past was. Okay, this is something that you almost have to I want to say force, but with these air quotes, or what's it called in English? That you almost have to like, okay, I can't see it, but I have to force myself to look at it that way. I have to force myself to understand that it has changed. Why it's difficult for me to understand it, it is because I still have a much stronger relationship to my past. And why I don't have such a strong relationship to the present reality that has shifted is because it's new. It doesn't have a foundation yet. So I have to almost force myself to realize that I have to build a new foundation. The relationship between me and life, me and reality, it will be on that new foundation, but I have to realize that I have to build it, even though I can't quite see that reality has shifted. You know, with being the mentors, you have to be the voice that you need to hear to be able to do these steps. You have to be your own pep talk, you know, you have to be your own cheerleader. You have to be the one that tells you about the future, even though you can't see it. And that could be the difficult part, the difficult step, that you have to do something that you can't quite see yet, that you have to believe that something has happened, even though you can't quite see that it has happened. I hope I'm making sense. But that is actually the blockage that you have, okay? It is the strong relationship you have to the old role that you took upon you that was the right thing to do in your past. Now you have to accept that you no longer need that role. There is a new role for you, and you have to give yourself time to figure out what is that role. Like, how does this new relationship look like with life and with reality? And again, you almost have to be your own mentor in allowing yourself to, when you look into the new energies, the new foundation to rebuild your relationship with life and reality, you have to let yourself know, like, okay, so the first step to take is this, and the second step to take is that. And give yourself time to figure out this thing, because it's completely new for you. That is why you need to take your own hand, hold it close and tight, and say, okay, I'm gonna do this even though I can't see it quite yet, So what do I need to do? What's the first thing I need to do to start to get close to the new reality? Because it has already shifted. So the blockage you need to release and to remove, it is the old role that you have, the old relationship that you have to reality and life. Okay, you know what? Let's take a look at when you do this, when you look into this and you remove the blockages and you just release them by accepting that this has already happened for you, then what? What's next? Let's see, no. Let's shuffle one more time. What will be the outcome for you? Okay. So the one that flipped out is 222, alignment. Because that is what we've been talking about, that you are a little bit misaligned with the new shift that has happened. You're still like a little bit behind reality and you need to catch up to reality. And when you do that, that is when the alignment will also happen when it comes to your manifestation. So let's just see what this card says. Connections, friendships, romantic relationships, family ties, balance, life choices, compromise, commitment, trust. How do you move forward towards your life's true calling? Do what makes you happy. Your enthusiasm is what keeps you going. Follow your interest if it's piqued by something. Following these routes will help you discover your life's purpose. So connections and relationships could be part of your manifestation, but this is mainly talking about the relationship that will be new between you and life, you and reality, that it will be much easier and much more filled with happiness, that you will actually feel that maybe even for the first time in your life that you can accept reality. You can accept how life is presenting itself to you. And by accepting that your relationship to life has changed, that is when things will start to happen for you. And you will get to see how things become part of life, become part of reality. The things that are you, the things that you want to happen for you will become part of reality when your relationship to reality has a new foundation to stand on. And we have 0550, the eye candy. Okay, you know what, you will have like a major glow up when it comes both to your appearance, but more specifically like your aura. What you exude will be so attractive. Okay, it's like life has been looking for you, but you're still like a few steps behind it. And then when you catch up to life, life will be like, oh my god, you're eye candy to me, like you're irresistible to me. Oh my god, I love you, like let's go, let's create things together. You know, that type of response to how attractive you will be in your vibration, in your energetic body. Okay, so this card says intuition, inspired action, beauty, art, socializing, flow, potential, romance. So we have romance and romantic connections coming through twice. If this resonates with you, then what this is talking about is that you've actually changed since your last relationship that might not have ended well, or what happened in that relationship was not good for you. Or if you are in a relationship and you've worked through some heavy stuff, just know that you've done a great job. The shift has happened, okay? You can experience a new reality when it comes to you and relationships, romantic relationships, that you can actually experience the beauty of it, the safety of it. Okay, the card continues and says, Get some fresh air or call some of your pals over. Take a look around you. There is so much natural beauty waiting to be discovered. Either you will soon become involved in an exciting new project, or you will go out on a date. Put your charisma to use everywhere. Spread your charm around. Okay, so it's not just that life will react to you and to your like sexiness, how attractive you will be, other people will too. So if the thing that you're trying to manifest is some sort of a project, and that project requires for another person to be involved to make sure that this comes into reality, this is talking about that you will be able to attract the right type of people, the right type of circumstances, situations to make this happen. Why? Because your energetic field will be sexy as F. Okay? Why? Because your relationship with reality has healed. That healing process will be so beautiful that it will, like I'm just saying, like it will be felt all over this world. Okay? Let's continue to see what's next. Let's take out some tarot cards for you. And the card underneath the deck is the Nine of Wands. Okay, you know, you are used to being a fighter. Okay, you're used to almost like having this armor on you to carry it. And you know that that was something you really needed. You wouldn't have made it as well as you have if you hadn't taken on that role of a soldier, a fighter, someone who never gives up. And you're used to those type of energies that are very fiery, very much like the planet Mars. And you know what? You really understood something when you took that decision. When you understood that I need to be a fighter, I need to be a survivor. That was a true reflection of how reality and life showed up. Now it has changed. So your relationship with your old role as a survivor and a soldier, that also needs to change. You don't need to break it, like breaking up with it. That could be quite harsh for you. It would be the guidance coming through for you is to be very grateful for that role. Okay, let's put it here because it's such a beautiful card for you to have. Be grateful for you understanding what was needed of you and that you did it. You did it in a great way. And just by having that gratitude will also be part of you shifting that role, because when you're grateful to something, immediately you're aligning much more with higher vibrations. Okay? So, your tarot cards. The Seven of Wands, the fighter that never gives up, that needs to stand up for itself. The Six of Wands. Okay, you know what? I love this. I love this for you. So it's very important that you don't break up with your old role and just toss it aside, because there are some things that you learned from that period in your life that will be so useful for you. Like the ability to never give up, to keep on being creative in your solutions. Those are the two things that come through very strongly for you. That is things that you learned from the Nine of Wands period, the soldier period of your life. You don't need to toss that away. That's like a treasure. That is gold. Keep it, Because by having those two things, still being very resourceful in how you come up with things and solve things, that will bring you so much success and progression when it comes to your manifestation. You have the Five of Swords and the Hermit. Yeah, so you could have felt a bit lost and defeated when you were a soldier, a fighter in your life, okay? You could have felt like no matter how hard I try, no matter how good I am at being a soldier, it's just so hard. I still don't get the results that I know I deserve. Like, what's up? Like, what's wrong with life? Why is it showing up this way for me? That is also part of how you will learn to manifest this new thing that will be part of your reality, and when your relationship with reality changes. Because there are so many things that are part of your past that will light up the way for you. The way they will be used to light up the way for you is by showing you the opposite side of them. Okay? They will show you the other side of polarity. So when you follow that, it's almost like your past will be part of your guidance system. Like, I know I'm hard, so you don't have to do me all over again, but look at the other side of me. Like, what is my polarity? Go there. If I am hard, then my polarity will be easy. Go there. I'll show you the way there so that you don't have to spend every minute with me, but you will spend more time with the other side of me, if that makes any sense. I hope that makes sense. But that is why you should honor your past, honor the old roles you've had, because there's so much good that will come of that. This is like speaking about the blessings that will come from your darkest hours, okay? And you have the Knight of Pentacles as the last card. Also speaking about that, there are some things that will stay with you, but they will be, the role they will have is not to create your new experiences, but they will guide you towards the opposite type of experience, okay? So I would say that this whole reading that you have is like clues to take on your way towards the manifestation coming true. And these clues, they are part of a process between you and life, you and reality. And by working through these energies and allowing them and accepting that they have already shifted, you will shift how you perceive it. When your perception changes, that is when your past will become like a blessing for you, where it will be like, I support you in leaving me behind, okay? But before you leave me behind, let me show you where to go. Let me show you the opposite side of me and how to get there. And that will be also part of you manifesting this specific thing that made you click on this video. I really hope that I've been as clear as I really wish to be, because this is happening for you right now, okay? You've already done the hard part. So congratulations and well done, Group 1. Good job, really. I'm so happy for you, because you just have so much to look forward to, and the process of you changing your relationship with life, oh my God, like that will give you such a glow up, okay? And you deserve that. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. And I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye. Hello, Group 2. Welcome to MH Tarot and to your reading. I am so glad to have you here. So, in today's reading, we're gonna see what is blocking your manifestation from becoming part of your reality. And I'm gonna do this as much as possible as a personal reading, and you will get to see and experience how it is to get a personal reading from me. And in this reading, I'm gonna start your reading by looking into the blockage itself. What is it? What does it look like? And then I'm gonna move on to seeing the steps you need to take to remove the blockage and to release it. And then the last part of the reading will be what happens then? What's next after you release this blockage? So, yeah, let's start your reading. This is the card it shows. It is the archetype of the crone. And the first thing I'm getting for you, group 2, is that you're not alone in influencing this situation. There are others, either other people, or it could also be other forces that are influencing and putting in their energies into the situation that needs to be manifested by you. And this doesn't automatically mean that it's bad energies they're putting in or how they're influencing your situation is in a bad way. It just means that it's not just you or not just up to you how this will happen and the outcome. There are other things playing a part in your manifestation. So that was just the initial part of your reading. Let's look into the blockage a little bit more and take out at least 2 more archetype cards. Let's see. Okay, so it's this and that one. Okay, so we have the threshold. Something is about to show itself. Something is about to reveal itself. Why is this coming through in the blockage part of your reading? This is so interesting. And we have the mask. You know, also with the crone coming in, I'm getting like a lot of almost mystical energies, out of this world type of energies. Let me just tap into this. Give me some seconds, okay? Okay, that's actually very interesting. It's almost like, let me tell you the first part of these 3 cards coming up together. If you feel like you're giving your everything, you're actually smart, you have a lot of resources, you do everything that is required of you to do, and still this blockage just won't unclog itself. Here's the thing, why I'm getting that there is other energies surrounding this and influencing this. I don't know quite yet what these energies are, and I'm not even getting that it's purely bad energies, to be honest. But here's the thing, for your manifestation to come true, there has to be a state of individuality, okay? And this will show itself, but there is a need for you that as much as possible, try to do this on your own. Try to, like, if there's a lot of chatter in your mind, that might not be your chatter, okay? If there are other people involved in this, if you would do your best to try to, you might not be able to remove them from the situation because maybe they are very much involved in your manifestation. But for you to find your own individuality in the situation, no matter how many they are or how they are influencing this situation, things will get revealed for you through your individuality, okay? Because I'm also getting that the blockage mainly has to do with why you're not alone in this manifestation. This most likely could be done much easier and much faster if you would stand very strongly in your own self and be connected to your own self as if there was no other forces and other people involved in this. However, with the mask coming through, it is also telling you that this could be a repeating pattern in your life where you need to move much more towards individuality and a very strong sense of yourself, with emphasis on self. So this could be a repeated pattern. However, there is no blame coming through for you, only understanding, okay? Because why you choose to do this specific way, where you almost invite other energies in that are not needed, there is a reason for you doing that. There is a reason for you allowing others to maybe step into your space when it's not needed, for others to come and give you advice when it's not needed, or for others to almost like put themselves in the same space, like, oh, I want to be part of this, I want to do this with you, this is what I've been waiting for, and you're like, yeah, sure, why not, like maybe that will work, like, you know, these types of energies. And there is a reason why you allow it and welcome it and don't put any stronger boundaries. So take a look at that and try to understand it from a point of view of just massive love, because you learned that behavior because it was needed of you, okay? You needed to do it that way for you to be okay. Now, while you are experiencing this specific blockage in your manifestation, it is to teach you that now is the time to remove these old energies, step into your power, be in yourself, and see how things change. Let me take out 2 of these cards also to look into this blockage a little bit more. Okay, you have the Knight of Pentacles. And is it that one? And the King of Swords. You know, the thing that is coming through very strongly, and I'm just gonna level with you and be honest, that this is completely dependent on when you choose to be okay by being alone or doing this on your own, okay? This thing is waiting for you to happen, but it will be up to you when the timing for this happens, okay? Because this manifestation is actually quite a big part of your future, but your manifestation has an intelligence of its own, where it also knows that I have a bigger purpose in Group 2's life than simply just existing in the reality. There is a big lesson to learn through me, so I won't manifest until they've learned this lesson, okay? For some of you, you know, individuality and standing on your own 2 feet and being self-sufficient and rely on yourself could have been very much almost invaded by another person in your life. That every time you wanted to do something on your own, or telling someone, but I can do this, like, you don't have to do this for me, I don't need your help, I want to experience how it is to do this on your own, you got invaded. And I think you can know who this person is because you probably shut down when you are around this person, that you almost lose your sense of power, your sense of being able to determine things for yourself. It's like you're almost unsure if you should share something with them that you're not 100% sure of, because they will like take over the situation and tell you, I know what's best for you, do this, listen to me. And you're like, why did I even bring it up? Like, you're just invading me and invading my space. So in this manifestation blockage that you have, it might not be a specific person, but it might be like a ghost from the past that has very much to do with you not being able to flourish by your own. It's like someone has attached themselves to you and like, if you flourish, I want to be there because I don't know if I can flourish on my own. So I have to attach myself to you and be where you are. And for you to be able to benefit me, you have to actually do exactly what I tell you to do. It's that type of energy, okay? Let's see what you can do to remove this blockage. Okay, 2 and 3. Let's see what steps to take. We'll start with this one, 108, emptiness. Atlantean era, 48. 80 with embracing family. So this can be someone that used to be very close to you or still is very close to you, and where you can feel like an experience that you've evolved so much, like you've learned so much and you've removed so many things and released them that you know doesn't serve you anymore, and you've done a great job. And it can still puzzle you that this manifestation isn't responding to you, and the why it's not responding to you is actually a collaboration with you. It is to pinpoint this blockage of you not allowing yourself to be self-sufficient and standing on your own 2 feet, and not allowing anyone else to influence you. Even though their presence might still be there, you can still almost like dial down the volume so that you don't hear their criticism or their, it can also be just, you know, advice that is well meant, like they give it to you in good intention, but you still feel invaded because you're like, I didn't ask for that. And when you feel that, that is actually a great indication of what direction to go and take. Okay? With emptiness Atlantean era, this definitely tells me, for the majority of you listening, there needs to be like a removing completely. Okay? For some of you, it won't be enough to just dial it down, because this person or force or whatever it is will just come and dial it up. And like, no, I'm the one in charge here. You're going to listen to me. I'm going to be part of this. So for some of you, it's like literally not be in the same space. Remove yourself from that space, or make sure to remove that person from your space so that it doesn't exist, because this could be such a new thing for you to tap into your own autonomy, how to determine things on your own for yourself, and you love that, and that is what you want to do, and you want to think for yourself. So for you to be able to do that, there needs to be no disruptions in the initial phase of it. When you've learned how to do this and become stronger, then if you would be influenced from the outside, it won't be as much of an impact on you, because you can be like, no, I'm so much more stable now in my energies and depending on myself, trusting myself, that I don't, even if you would give me an advice, I could actually tell you, thank you, but you know what? I just want to be very clear with you that that advice doesn't apply to my situation at all, but thank you so much. It's still so cute of you and sweet of you to actually give of yourself and your time to give me that advice, but you know what? I'm not going to do anything with it because it doesn't apply to me. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest with you. You know, you will have that type of energies much more, and that is where you will know that you've started the initial phase of manifesting this thing. Okay, so enough talk of the blockage, and let's get into the last part of your reading. Like when you come to this strong, independent position where you're like, even if someone tries, they're not gonna impact me. I'm so independent and I'm so fabulous and I'm gonna do this on my own because I'm so smart and I know exactly what to do. Like, I don't need anyone's advice. I will be my own guidance system. I will be my own mentor. Then what? What happens next? Let's take out this oracle deck and the tarot to answer that. Oh, it was there. I lost it. Let me shuffle again. There it is. Okay. So what's next? We have 0909, new beginnings. Yes. Great chance, opportunity, courage, accomplishment, endings, conclusions, big love. Look out for an opportunity that might be a game changer. You are completing something major. It feels good to level up, huh? Close the old chapter. A new adventure will unravel. Okay, so this is like heavy karmic stuff that you're here to experience. That is why there is like big cooperation from your manifestation, where your manifestation almost has an intelligence of its own, where it's like trying to teach you, trying to get something out of you, trying to get you to a certain position, a certain place, because of the karmic forces that are in place with this thing. So you releasing this blockage, it will also just clear out a big part of your karma. And we have 4444, blessing in disguise, obstacles, hardships, strength, building character, experience. So the building character thing, that has to do with you tapping into your autonomy, your ability to determine things on your own, and really giving yourself a strong foundation that no one else's feet are standing on that foundation than yours. Okay, when you do that, that is when the experience part will start to happen for you. Okay, this card continues on saying, there might be some difficulties ahead, but you will push through. You got this. If you have been struggling or feeling lost, the winds of change will blow in your favor if you've been suffering or feeling lost. Some things may fall apart, but you're building the framework for something much better. Hang in there. Okay, very specific message coming through now. And this has to do with the ones of you that have to completely take something out of your life, or someone out of your life. Okay, completely not existing in the same space as this thing, person, force, power, whatever it is. that is right now influencing you a lot, that is of course something hard to do, okay? Both because of the relationship you have to this person or this thing, mindset, force, power, ideology, whatever it is, but it's also hard because of how you've become to this thing. You've become accustomed to having this thing in your life, to share the same space as this thing. But just know that when you take this very hard decision and you're like, I need to experience how to be self in this, and you just remove yourself, just know that that is part of the path that you will have to take. That will strengthen you. It will put you on a new path. And because of the intelligence of your manifestation, it will respond to that, because your manifestation wants you to know when you're on the wrong path and when you're on the right path. So when you're on the wrong path, it will show you that clearly. Like, it doesn't feel good, huh? And then when you switch and get on the right path, then your manifestation will start to show up, and it will almost feel like a blessing, and it will ask you, this feels good, huh? And it will teach you that by simply leaning into your experience, if it feels good or if it doesn't feel good, will be your guidance system. When you're on that path, your manifestation, it will show itself step by step, because it will almost take a form of a teacher with you. It will almost be like whispering to you, giving you signs, making sure that you in a clear way will know what steps to take. And then after taking many steps, you will reach the final destination of having your manifestation as part of your life. With the force coming through this many times, force coming through 4 times, it is speaking about assurance. It is reassuring you that your manifestation is for you. Okay, let's take out your tarot decks. So there is stability in this. It's like you will build this thing as an empire. You will have it as part of your reality. You will sit by the table that you want to sit at. And 4 coming through 4 times, it's just telling you this will happen, and it's reassuring you over and over again. Okay, you have the 2 of Cups. You know, you're really coming into alignment. You're coming into a harmonious relationship with yourself. And by doing that, you will be able to handle this invasive energy that is around you in a way that it doesn't affect you. Okay, it starts with you, it ends with you. But what you are manifesting, just know that this thing, your manifestation, it is almost part of a soul contract. It is like a soulmate to you. Even if it would be like a job or a trip to take, it will still show up as a soulmate for you. It is soulmate energies. Okay? So, you got the 10 of Pentacles. So this could definitely be something like a home, a house, of course, absolutely a job, but this could also be like a specific sum of money. Okay? Chariot. 7 of Cups. The Star. And the last one is the 9 of Wands. You know, you could already have stepped into the last phase of this, of releasing this blockage. Okay, that is also why the threshold, like, you're just on the brink of manifesting this, because you might already have picked up on everything I've been talking to you about, okay? So this is like about to happen. So when I was speaking about that, the timing is dependent on you, there is like a deep knowing of this already. And you could already have taken that decision deep inside of you that you need to remove some voices and some influences out of your life, okay? These uncertain energies of confusion and just like uncertainty, it's still part of teaching you how to guide yourself, okay, with the star and the chariot, of teaching you how to take the next step, even if it is difficult. Because the chariot, who's in it? It's a soldier, right? Who's the 9 of Wands? A soldier. So is it easy? No. This could almost feel for you like the experience of it could be like surviving like a trauma, or surviving having your world shift in a painful way, but you still know that that is what is needed to happen for you to have this ultimate life that you want to live. Because I'm still getting that for many of you, this thing that you're wanting to manifest, also with this many force coming through, it could be something that will affect everything in your life, especially if it is like a job or switching countries. That is also another thing coming through very strongly. It will affect everything in your life. And you know that you want that, but the shift into that could be still painful for you. But I also see that you know that this is part of your path, that this is something you need to overcome. You need to release this. You need to overcome this hurdle, this mountain, big mountain. And what is for you after that? You know, the 10 of Pentacles, it speaks of like abundance in every part of your life. It speaks to a strong connection to the foundation in your life. And another way to put this, it speaks of success in your reality, in your physical reality, to experience success in that. So is it worth it? What you have to release, what you have to put some boundaries for, what you have to just completely dial down and not to hear that chatter. Yeah, you already know that it's worth it. Because you also know that this thing that you're wishing for, what you're trying to manifest, you know that it's a soulmate to you. So it will be completely worth it, okay? And you are guided through this. Also 444, it speaks of like very strong, stable energies that is like shaping you to be very stable within you also, okay? So yeah, I think this was your message, Group 2. I really hope it was helpful so that you can move closer to your manifestation. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello, Group 3. Welcome to MH Tarot and to your reading. I am so glad to have you here. So this reading is going to be as much as possible as a personal reading from me. And I'm going to take a look at what is blocking your manifestation from happening right now. And I have divided this reading into 3 parts. The first part will be just that, looking into your blockage. What is it? What does it look like? How is it acting up in your life? The second part will be what steps to take to unblock it, to remove it and release it. And then the last part will be all about what happens after that. What's next? When you've released the blockage, how will your manifestation shape itself or shape up? So yeah, that is the reading, and this is the card you chose. This is the archetype of the shadow, and this could be a group of people that is really trying to manifest something huge, like big, that will completely shift your life. And you could actually also be experiencing that just as big as your dream is, that is also how big the blockage is. You could be right now in a state where you're not actually seeing any proof of your manifestation being even possible, okay? So let's look into this blockage, why it is affecting you this way. So I'll take out 2 more of the same cards to explain the main one. Okay. Oh, I'm actually getting, I should take out 1 more. Okay, so the one that flipped out is the dead end. A lot of gray, black, and white for you, okay? The temple with other colors, and the animal. Okay, let's see the blockage. You know, I think it's all a misunderstanding for you, actually. So let me just start by saying that the blockage could simply be the mindset you have when you take a look at your wish and your dream. And I will, as I mentioned before, that this could be quite a big thing that you have in mind, that you're daydreaming about. And tarot is coming through to tell you that when you look at this great thing and you just see how big it is, and when you just focus on how much you will change your life, that can also affect you in a way of looking at it as like it's up on a pedestal, that it's very high up and far for you to reach because of how big it is. And the thing is that it really looks as if this is a big thing. So tarot is not telling you to downplay it, but to be aware of how your perception of it affects your ability to feel close to your manifestation. Sorry. Oh, that could also be a blockage, you know, because I felt that my throat got clogged up. So it can also be the way you speak about it can almost be like, oh, it's so big, it's like reaching the stars, like I have to touch the sky for this to happen, and when I do, I will feel like I'm touching the sky. It's not that that type of communication and dialogue isn't amazing, because it is, but it looks as you putting it that high up, talking about it as amazing, 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 is actually creating a distance between you and your manifestation and putting it up on a pedestal. Because, you know, everything that we put on a pedestal, we actually contribute to that thing to feel alone and to be in a cold space. Okay? So, is this thing amazing that you want? Yes, it is. Is it as big as the stars and you touching the skies? Yes, it is. Just be mindful that you don't create distance or maybe even a separation between you and this thing that you want, okay? Because it looks like your perception of it is what is blocking you right now. That maybe without you knowing, and that's not your intention. Your intention is not to create distance. But if you look at reality and how reality is showing up for you, I'm sure you can see that there is a distance between you and your manifestation. And now tarot has given you a clue what that distance is about. The distance isn't an indicator that this thing is impossible. It's not. The distance is your mindset and the perception of how you look at it. And this could also stem and come from you being very good at admiring great things. But when you admire great things or great people, it's almost like you put yourself not close to them, but far away from them. This could come from a parent and the relationship you have to that parent, that you experience it as unequal, that the parent could be on a pedestal. This could also be a sibling. And that you're used to looking at things that you need, things that you truly want to be part of your life, that you're used to looking at them as them being very high up and you being down there admiring it. Okay, let's take out some of these cards to look into this blockage a little bit more. Okay, so the first one we have is the world, and it says, brilliant success, a time of joyful accomplishment and spiritual enlightenment, freedom to do whatever you want, be proud of yourself. Okay, so here's the thing, with the world card coming through, it is telling you, yes, your manifestation is amazing. Your manifestation is as big as the world, okay? But you still need to be like in the closeness to it for you to experience this brilliant success. So there's actually some healing that will happen between you and your manifestation that will also heal the way you perceive yourself in relationships. Okay, so this is actually, like when it speaks of brilliant success for you, it is on many layers. You having this wish will heal you on a deep level. So of course you should have it. And with the world card coming through, you know, the world card, it is just like, checkmate, you got it, you won, you know? There's nothing left to say about it. It's that type of energy. Transformation, this is the Tower card, and it says a significant life experience that requires changes to be made. Yeah, we've already talked about it. Powerful and often unexpected revelations, breaking free of procrastination, releasing old belief systems. So yeah, maybe what I've been talking about in this reading could be quite unexpected for you, because in your perception you're only looking at the thing in a positive way. But the thing with positivity, for it to be truly like high vibration, because even positivity it's multi-layered, okay? So for positivity to have like the highest vibration possible for it, we always have to examine the roots of it. Because if even, like I can give you an example, positivity can sometimes be something we force ourselves into because we think that's the right thing to do, maybe, you know, yeah. So when we look into that, we're like, yeah, but I'm being positive, I'm thinking positive things and doing my best staying positive. But then we look into the roots of it and like, oh, I'm forcing myself to do this, to be positive. And because of that, I'm actually shaming my true experience of the situation, or I'm shaming my true feelings of it. So is it wrong to be positive? No. But we always have to examine the mindset that we have when we realize that the results we're getting are not the ones that we're longing for to experience. And that is just what is like coming through for you when it comes to your blockage, that look into the relationship you have to your manifestation. If you find that there is a distance, an emotional distance between you and it, that you've put it on a pedestal, put it very high up, that will automatically mean that you've put yourself lower down and created a separation between you and your manifestation. And as I said, this whole process of you changing your perception of your manifestation, that instead of it being great and amazing, into being something that is very close to you and something that is very much in your sphere, you can touch it. That will also heal the way you operate in relationships. But okay, let's look into a little bit more what steps for you to take to make this happen. I'm also getting, with the Tower card coming through with transformation, this is speaking about the pedestal you can put people up on, or your dreams are high up there. And we all know what happens to the tower in tarot, right? It falls down, it crumbles down. For you, this is a great thing, because when your manifestation falls down, it will meet you because you are there. So when this happens, that you might feel like, oh my God, it's just crumbling down, like it's getting destroyed. I knew this would never happen. No, that part of the process is making sure that your manifestation gets close to you so that you can have a close relationship to it. Okay, so let's see. You have holographic healing with 87. Yeah, so the healing aspect will touch many parts of your life. And that is such a beautiful thing, how life is actually lining up things for you that is for your highest good. When this tower moment happens, when you feel like, oh my God, my dream is vanishing, my dream is crumbling, when you understand what is happening, when you look into the foundation of it, you will see that the foundation is actually great and strong. It's just that the tower you've built up, like the pedestal, it needs to go. During that process, when this happens, you will also notice how you get healed in relation to other people. 98, paradox. Yeah, so I'm sure like this could be quite puzzling for you, because you're like, but I am positive, I'm speaking the best things about my manifestation, like I'm doing my best to stay high vibrational, and great job. It's not that that is the blockage, it's not that that is the main issue, it's the result of it, that you have it almost like a blueprint, that when you do that, when you admire things, automatically what happens is that there's a separation and a distance that is being created. That is like a blueprint from older things, older stuff that has happened in your past. So this could be quite paradoxical for you, like, oh my God, like I'm being truly positive and I love my manifestation and my dream, and still either like it's crumbling down or you're not seeing a trace of it in your life. And that could be the confusion part of the paradox. And this is something you could also have experienced in relationships, that I'm good to them, I'm nice to them, and still you could feel like you never get as close to them as you would want to, or as they would want to. So this could be quite paradoxical for you, and that is why the holographic healing is coming through, that by you allowing your manifestation to have this flow of like, you know, to be up there, to come down, it takes a process that can be quite painful, you know, because things crumble down. But that process is for your healing. And you will notice how it just like spreads in a very beautiful way to your relationships. Rejecting emotion with 31. I don't know why I'm getting that 31 is a very important age. I'm just gonna put it out there. Rejecting emotion. There is a part, like an aspect of you putting things on a pedestal and admiring things, that you almost disown some needs that you have. It's like you compare your needs to how amazing your manifestation is, or how amazing a person is. And when you feel like your needs are not being met by this amazing thing, you will much more give validity. Do you say that? You will do this thing into a valid thing much more than your needs. So you will view your manifestation, or your parent, or your sibling, or your friends, or your coworkers, your bosses, as much more valid in their amazingness than your true needs. So actually, you manifesting this dream is very, very important, because by manifesting it and following it through the whole process of it, how it will crumble to come down to you, you will actually find your way back to yourself. And that is such a beautiful thing. Okay, so let's see. When you find yourself, your way back to yourself, when your manifestation gets close and tight with you, what happens then? That's exciting. Let's see. Okay, you got 3 of them. 101. Starting over. Yeah, you will have like a restart with your manifestation, but this time it will be very close to you. You will feel like it's your homie, you know? It's not a queen or a king that sits on a throne. No, it's this friend that you can meet in the door wearing a pajamas, because that's how close you are. Okay, so the card says intelligence, dynamics, making a difference, failures, personal or spiritual development. Happiness is linked to self-expression, growth, and experience. Learning from failures is key. Happiness is real, possible, and around. Understand its process and the pursuit of it. Joy is fluid. It's in the little things and the big ones. Fails are fun. Start fresh. You know, this is like the key sentence. Understand its process and the pursuit of it. Because twice at least, this is talking about failure. This is how you could view your manifestation when things come crumbling down and completely being changed. Like, oh my God, I failed, or it didn't happen, or it's not meant for me. That is part of the process. The more you get to understand why it is crumbling down, that it's actually for your best, because it wants to get close to you, that is when you will understand also that there is a new fresh start, as it says here, start fresh, for you when it comes to your manifestation. You also have 9999, lessons learned. Yeah, you know, when you heal this separation and distance that you can feel to people and to your manifestation, like that is like why it's not happening yet. That is why it's why it hasn't happened yet. It's because you're supposed to learn this lesson about yourself. So it says culmination. That is also like another way of saying the Tower card. Results, benefits, reflection, completion. Take stock of your accomplishments and how you arrived at them. This is a reminder to maintain optimism and drive towards your goals. Maintain your momentum and know that the powers of heaven have your back. You made it, and the reward goes to you. It's spelled wrong. Yeah. So, to just put it easy, 9999, it's a completion. It's the world card. Yeah, you made it. You will make it. It will be in your hands. It will be what you envisioned it to be, but it will actually be better because you will feel so aligned with it. And we have 0606 with commitment. This is speaking about the closeness, to be committed to something. The relationship you have to it is so tight. And that is why you know that this thing is for you and this thing will happen. And when it happens, because of how tight you are to it, it will stay. Okay, so it says loyalty, responsibility, truth, love, light, spiritual realm, growth, solutions. Applying honesty and light daily is a fast track to creating a peaceful and meaningful life. It's how you find solutions and comfort. Release worries by speaking your truth and expressing emotions regularly. Open up for the best is yet to come. Okay, so there's something very important. When you look at your dream and wish, and you notice that there are things that you actually don't want anymore, or you want to change, or when your manifestation starts to show up and you're like, that doesn't sit well with me, be honest about it. Don't push your needs away or down just because you're so grateful that your manifestation came into your life. Be honest about your needs. That is how you will put yourself on an equal position with your manifestation. That is how you will teach yourself not to put things on a pedestal, by being honest about your needs and when you're not satisfied about what you're experiencing. Okay, that is very, very important. Let's take out some tarot cards also for you and see what's next. But the thing is that you got 9 4 times. That is a reassurance that this is happening, this is for you. You don't need to doubt it, especially when you go through the Tower moment of it, because the Tower moment, it isn't a process of removing it from your life. It is a process of actually getting it into your life. Okay, so just remember that. We have the Devil, releasing yourself from old beliefs. We had it also in one of these cards of releasing old beliefs about yourself. And about that, like that things could be superior to you, or yeah, everything we talked about this far, the Moon. So this could go very, very deep for you. Yeah, from childhood. The King of Cups, the healing part of your reading. The Ace of Cups, you receiving your manifestation after the healing. So yeah, we're getting also to see like the steps you're gonna take, that you're gonna release yourself from this old belief that happened between you and some very important people in your family or in your life. When you release it, you will go through a phase of healing, and then after the healing part, that is when you will get this manifestation as part of your life. And then we have the Hermit. Okay, so let's see what is more to tell you about what happens when you've done all of these things and after the Tower moment. For some of you, this is actually about like a romantic partner. And it is telling you, like, for this person to come into your life, there is healing that needs to be done. but then this person will definitely come into your life. And for all of you, like the Hermit card, what he's talking about, it is that what is needed of you now is actually to be very honest about your process, about the path you've walked this far when it comes to your manifestation, and to look at reality and see, like, where have I walked? Where have I arrived to? And why am I here right now? When you are that honest with yourself, it is a very important lesson to stay honest, especially when you're not satisfied, or when your needs are not being met, or what you're experiencing is not fulfilling you, to be honest about it. I feel like the biggest thing that will come from this, except for this manifestation, because this manifestation is big and beautiful and amazing, okay? But I feel like there's something much more underlying here that you will get and receive because of this manifestation coming into your life. And it is a newfound relationship with yourself and the needs that you have and how you communicate it. That maybe you've learned to be like perfect and to sit nicely on a chair and just nod, or that has been rewarded in your life. So the biggest thing, actually, it is the healing between you and your needs. So your manifestation is a big teacher for you, telling you that you won't see me in your life before you understand that you are equal to me. It is better if you build a new pedestal, so there are two, so that you can get up to your manifestation. But it doesn't look like that will happen. It's more like the manifestation will come down to meet you where you are, okay? Because what it truly wants from you to release this blockage, it is for you to understand that you are equal to it, and it is equal to you, and it wants to be close to you and feel how tight you are to it in this relationship. So why the King of Cups is coming through here with the Moon and the Ace of Cups, like, this is big healing, okay? But also with the 9999 and the Hermit, it is reassuring you that what you want is a true and authentic reflection of who you are. But because you're putting it on a pedestal, you're not showing it that it is a true reflection of who you are. You're showing it that it's a true reflection of, like, some type of Hollywood dream, like, oh, up in the clouds, it's pink and there's unicorns and fairies. Like, no, it is a true reflection of who you are. And for this manifestation to happen, you need to know that on a deep level and speak that to your manifestation. Like, I'm so glad you crumbled down and came down to me, because you're actually a true manifestation of who I am. You're an authentic expression of who I am. So let's hang out, let's stay together, let's spend a lot of time together, because you are me and I am you, and that's just like how life is for me. Okay, group 3. Wow, this was very a lot of like love and big heart type of energies for you. I truly feel like your manifestation loves you and longs for you. Okay, this was your message. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye.